Hello and welcome to UGC Net JRF series of Political Science Paper 2. So our purpose is to discuss 1000 most important question for UGC Net and JRF. So this is part 2. So you can watch the part 1 in the previous lecture. I will give the link in the description box. I'm Abhishek Kumar Mishra, 3-time JRF qualified in political science, instructor in US and PhD scholar. So if you want to buy our test series, you can see the information over there. I have also explained in the last lecture. Let us understand the question from 1. In this lecture, what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss about 25 important concepts which are unique and which may be asked in UGC NET examination. So if you learn them, you will get a kind of upper hand as compared to the other aspirant. So let us understand the first question. Who among the following introduced the concept of symbolic violence? See, actually, violence is not always direct. Violence is not like beating someone, torturing someone. It's not just the violence. Violence is also if someone is suppressing your language, if someone is suppressing your education system, if someone is suppressing your culture, that is also considered to be the violence. If someone is suppressing your expression of your caste, your religion, that is also a kind of violence. So this is called the symbolic violence. So who among the following gave the concept of symbolic violence? This is the question. So Michel Foucault is the first option, Bourdieu is the second option, Derrida is the third option, and Chantal Mouffe is the fourth option. So try to answer this question. Okay, let us have the answer for this question. So answer would be Bourdieu. Remember this point. Bourdieu is also the same person who gave the concept of cultural capital. Right. So you can remember this one. Also about Jacques Derrida, if you talk about Jacques Derrida gave the two different concept what you have to understand. Okay. Double reading, deconstruction, these are the most famous concept given by Jacques Derrida. Foucault gave a lot of concept. He is a postmodern thinker in political theory. Talking about Foucault, he talked about biopower, knowledge and power relationship, governability concept. A lot of things are there. He also, overemphasized on the concept of panopticism, which was initially given by Jeremy Bentham. So these are some of the concepts you could write in a notebook. Explaining these concepts in detail right now will not be possible, so we'll not go through it. So this would be the answer for question number 1. Now let us go to question number 2, right? And now over here, who gave the concept of bare life? So what is the meaning of bare life? When we say barefoot, that means you are not wearing the slippers and yeah, like moving around. That is called the barefoot. You are walking barefoot. In same manner, there is bare life. So the poor people who are in the lowest strata of the society, they are just having the bare life. That means they are just able to survive somehow. They are just able to keep their body intact. They are not getting any nutrition at all. And these bare people, like these people, the lower strata of the society, they are just being used politically. They are being used as the political tools. So this is what the criticism is, like in the concept of bare life. So let us understand who gave this concept. So first one is, let us go to the first option. So that is the Agamben, right? Second one is Hannah Arendt. Third one is like this is Achille. This is also very important thinker. We are going to discuss about him, right? So Achille, so M is silent over here. We do not read M. So this is like Bemba. Okay, so Bambe. Okay, so Achille Bambe. And fourth one is very famous feminist Judith Butler. So let us try to understand this one. So what would be the answer? Answer would be actually option number A. Okay, so Angam Ben is the option. And actually, this guy gave the concept of the bare life. Okay, remember my point. That's very important for us. Okay. Now, who gave the concept of intersectionality? This is a very important concept. So when we are talking about that women are suppressed, so women is not any homogeneous entity. In lecture number 1 also, I told you this one, right, about intersectionality, because there was a question on feminism in political theory, and there was one statement that feminism does not believe in intersectionality, and that was a wrong statement because feminism believe in intersectionality. So what is intersectionality? When you are talking about women, so women is not a homogeneous group. We are talking about the suppression, exploitation, and subjugation of women. But the women themselves are layered. There could be a high caste women in India. There could be a Dalit women in India. There could be OBC women in India. And the challenges and hardship which are faced by them are very different from each other. So therefore, you can't see as a whole. So when we are talking about gender, so there is different layers in that gender. There is heterogeneity. And that heterogeneity is being represented by intersectionality. Understanding my point. So all women are suppressed, no doubt about that. But if you talk about the suppression of the lower caste women, that is more as compared to the higher caste women. That is intersectionality. This concept was given by Crenshaw. I told you in the last lecture too. This is a very important concept. Now let us go to the next one. Who gave the concept of deliberative democracy? This is also a very important question. So deliberative democracy is making the policy and program after discussing with the people. So there must be the discourse, there must be the discussion between the leader and the people, and after that you should formulate the policy and program. So this concept is given by Jürgen Habermas. Remember my point, important, right? So now let us go to the next one. Who among the following gave the concept of the radical democracy? So what is radical democracy? See, radical democracy is a strategy, according to these thinkers about whom I'm talking, by which after election also the population or the people are trying to negotiate, trying to bargain with the political system. What happens generally in India and in other country, after voting you just go and sleep. But this should not be in a proper democracy. If you are a proper democratic country, there must be a continuous discourse, there must be continuous demand to the government, there must be a discourse, negotiation, bargaining, you know, to the government, right? By the people, and that is called actually the radical democracy in this context. Okay, I hope you remember, like you understand this. So answer would be Chantal Mouffe as well as Laclau, right? So therefore 1 and A and C both are the correct option. So D is the correct option for this. Okay, Laclau and Mouffe, these are the two thinkers, right, who gave the concept of radical democracy. Now, this is, like a lot of students from our batch qualified JRF, and how the other super coachings, they are purchasing and buying the toppers. This is what I have tried to include. You could read that, get the time. One more thing, if you want the PDF, this PDF you could download our Padho To Aise app from Google Play Store. This company is not so rich. I'm just the individual, owning this Padho To Aise. So this is not available on iOS, the Apple phones, right? So if you use Android, then you're at the right place. Okay. Let us go to the next one. Now, who among the following gave the concept of governability? So governability is, like making, see, actually, if the government want to govern the people in the like proper manner, so what they should do? So they should homogenize the people. They should make them same, isn't it? If the people would be same, then the cost of governing will reduce. So rather than using the traditional power of police, jail, prison, etc., the governments, what they are doing, they are trying to make a homogeneous system of education, politics, media, everything. And they're trying to, like make the people in the same way. They are trying to make them homogeneous so that governing should be easy, right? Therefore, you do not need a different kind of law, because if there are different religion, different caste, you have to make different set of law. But if the people are of same way, of same type, then the one law will suffice. So this is the concept of governability. This was given by Foucault. So this would be the correct answer. Let us go to the next one. Okay, so just a second. I think I'm getting some messages. Let me switch off this one. Just 1 second. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let us go to question number 7. I told you about this one. Who gave the concept of cultural capital? So capital is not just in the form of economy. Capital is also in the form of culture. Think about Elon Musk. If he would be, like born in the culture of Africa, maybe in the rich family, he would not have become Elon Musk. So therefore, the culture or the environment around you in the society, that is also very important. They also play the role that what you are going to become in future. Okay. So cultural capital concept is given by whom? So that was given by Bourdieu. I told about this. This is a very important concept. You have to know. Okay. Now let us go to the next one. Now, necropolitics. This is also very important, right? Who gave the concept of necropolitics? So, actually, here the state is deciding that who should survive and who should die, because state has everything. If a person is exploited, if a person has no means to survive, no resources to survive, it is the state who has everything by which they can support the individual in survival. We have more than, like 50 crore people who are getting the ration 5 kilos of anaj every month, right? So this is how the necropolitics is actually working. So term necropolitics represent that one strata of the society is really, really rich. On the other hand, the other strata of like society is so poor that the matter of death and life is not in their hand. It is being controlled by the state itself. That is the concept of necropolitics. So who among the following gave this? So this is the Achille like Bembe, right? So Achille Bembe gave this concept. Remember this one. This was question number 8. Okay, let us go to the next one. Now, who gave the concept of affective turn? This is also very important. Okay, what is affective turn? Let us understand. So the concept of like affective turn says that nowadays the facts are not important in politics. It is the emotion which is actually playing a very important role in order to, like guide the population, in order to guide the voting behavior. So affective turn is all about the emotional exploitation of the citizen in one political system. This is called affective turn. So Zizek, Jimson, right, Judith Butler, and Brian Masumi. So Brian Masumi gave this concept. Remember this one. So option would be D. Okay. I hope you get this one. Now let us go to the next one. Okay, there is Johann Galtung. He is a very important thinker. He's called the father of peace studies because he was the first one who talked about the peace theory. Okay. So he's called the father of peace studies. And he also talked about the structural violence. So structural violence is the violence, as I told you in the beginning also about the structural violence. It is just not the direct violence, it is the indirect like violence, which is actually exploiting the people, which is harassing the people, torturing the people mentally and physically too. And this is not a direct, this is the subtle violence. You can't see that someone is beating someone or punishing someone. So poverty is one of the worst form of the structural violence what we could have. Or the bad education system, bad healthcare. These all are the example of the structural violence in our country. Okay. So Johann Galtung talk about the structural violence. Very important. Remember that point. Now, non-sovereign agency. Let us understand. So what the people think, what the liberalism think? Liberalism says that people has the sovereign agency. Sovereign agency means the people could think by themselves. Like no one can control the body and mind of a person. J.S. Mill also says that person is sovereign on his body and mind. But this is just a myth. This is what this concept is trying to say. Non-sovereign agency. So if you see, you know, uh, the decisions taken by the people, the decision taken by me and you, so they are not our own decision. They are actually imposed on us. The society, the environment, the education system, the media, they are trying to influence us, and we are vulnerable to them. And our decision, our agency, our thinking, our, like our cerebral capacity is being dependent upon them. So it is not like, okay, you are taking the decision. So you are the sovereign agent. You are the one who is choosing like what you need to do in life, what not to do in your life. If you are a like UPSC aspirant and given 2, 3 attempts, this was not your decision. This was just, a kind of imposed decision upon you. You could think about this. So non-sovereign like agency, this concept. Okay. So this was given by Judith Butler in the terms of feminism. Okay. Remember this. Let us go to the next one. Who gave the concept of deliberative democracy? I think we discussed about this deliberative democracy right now. Okay. So let us go to this. I think this question is being repeated, I believe. So, like deliberative democracy, I think I told you about this one. So, this is about a kind of discourse discussion like between the leader and the citizen, and after that they take the decision. Jargon Habermas is related to this, you have to remember. I think we discussed this one. Now let us go to the next one, right? So next one is post-truth politics. This is a very important and unique concept, and like very applicable nowadays. Let us understand what is post-truth politics. So post-truth politics says that facts are not important nowadays. Nowadays facts are not facts. Right. Nowadays, what is fact? What is truth? So truth is what is being served to you through media, through WhatsApp, through Instagram. People tends to believe them, and people do not try to, like they do not try to find more about that it is really true or false. They just believe what is being served in the plate through social media and through education system. So nowadays the facts are not that important. It is how they are served that is more important. That is the post-truth politics. So truth has been, a kind of thing which was in the past. So it is like post-truth politics. So, it is beyond truth. Nowadays, the politics is actually done on the fake news and etc etc, and people are being influenced by social media, WhatsApp and all. This is what we have. So Lee McIntyre gave this concept, remember this, okay? Oh, right, this is very important for us. Now this is also a very important one actually. Who gave the concept of slow violence? So, like there is slow violence, there is first violence. If somebody is beating somebody, that's the first violence. You can understand the effect, that how dangerous it is. But, nowadays the people are degrading the environment. They are actually polluting the environment. And nowadays, see the what's going on in Delhi actually. There is the slow violence. You people are breathing poison, and you are not going to die very soon out of that. But trust me, it is going to affect you. This is the slow violence. This is how the pollution is actually, a kind of like a kind of punishment to you. So that is the slow violence. So the environmental degradation, when we do that, so it might not be explicitly reflected, but it could be reflected in future implicitly, slowly, and it is going to harm you. This is called the slow violence. And Rob Nixon is the thinker who gave about the concept of the slow violence. Very important. Now, I think we discussed about this too. This is a repeated question again. Who among the following gave the concept of radical democracy? So, radical democracy, as I told you, there must be a kind of constant negotiation and bargaining between the citizen and the leader even after the election. And this was given by the Laclau and the Maffei, the Chantal like Maffei and Ernesto Laclau. So, this is the answer, option number A. Okay, let us go to the next one. The next concept is homo fabber. What is homo fabber? See, whatever the surrounding, if you look right, if you look in your surrounding, if you look like what's going on around us, so the things which are present around us, that is not created directly by nature. We have put our labor. We are the creator. Our tools and labor has created those kind of creation around us. And that is what the homo faber is all about. The concept of like homo faber says, your surrounding, your environment is not natural, it is created and it is man-made. And human beings made that one by their labor, by their tools. And this is very important. Hannah Arendt gives this concept. Remember this, okay? Now let us go to the next one. Okay, this is a very important concept. I was really surprised, and I was like really, like impressed by this one. So let us understand what is the concept of ideology as fantasy. What happens in the capitalist society? The cream is in the upper class. The cream is always in the capitalism. The people of rich people, the kids who are like very rich, like the son of the rich people, they enjoy all the facility, everything in this, you know, capitalist economy and capitalist society. But how it is being portrayed? It is being portrayed that if you are a son of a labor, or if you are a son of some person who is a vendor on road, then also if you are a son of the street vendor, then also you are able to achieve everything. You can become an IS officer, you can become like IPS officer, everything. So this is the fantasy which is being served in the society. This is not true at all. This is like American dream. In America, people thinks if, anybody, if suppose there is a very, very small person, a small businessman, or even a very poor people, if they will work hard, they could achieve whatever they, like want in their life. But that's not true actually. This is how the capitalism is playing with us. They're just portraying the exception. Out of actually 1 lakh people, if suppose 1 or 2% who belong to the lowest strata of the society and they became successful in their life, then how it could define that every person who is trying to, achieve that goal could achieve that goal if they belong to the lowest strata of the society. This is how they are playing. And nowadays, even the people of lower middle class aspiring to become an IAS officer without any resources, their mom and dad spend a lot of money, lakhs and lakhs of money, and like nothing happens because you do not belong to that strata. You can't compete them. There could be some exception, and you should not be, influenced by the exceptions. But this is how it is happening actually. People see some of the exceptional cases, they think, okay, I could also do this. It's not your fault. This is the economy. This is how it works actually. This is how the capitalist society work. I'm not criticizing you that you are bad over here, or like you are not capable. It's all about your status in the society. Understanding my point? And capitalists, they want to maintain the status. If you will, like speak against them, there could be a problem in the capitalist system. So therefore they say you They tell you always that if you want to become, even an IS officer or the richest man in this world, no problem at all. You are equally qualified. You can also become that. This is how they fantasize those, ideas, concepts, and all. So this was given by Zizek, right? Remember this one. Very important, actually. Okay. Now let us come to, okay, like there is one more important thing. Like there is one more important thinker who gave the concept of hyper reality. This is also very important. Okay. Remember, nowadays, whatever you see on social media, that may not be true, but people tends to believe that whatever is in social media is true, and therefore they are being affected by fake motivational speaker, fake gurus on YouTube, and they just end up, in UPSC like journey or state PCS or government examination journey. This is what the hyper reality represent. Okay, very important. So Jean Baudrillard is the thinker who gave the concept of hyperreality. Okay. Ecofeminism. Ecofeminism, the concept of ecofeminism says that due to patriarchy, due to the male thinking, the environment is being degraded. If there would be the females in environmental protection, then the environment could be, conserved, because women have a kind of the caring behavior. They're kind, they're loving, they nurture everything. So they could nurture the nature also, the environment also. So ecofeminism says that if there would be uh, like female in environmental protection, this will yield the more result, better result as compared to the male in the environmental conservation. In fact, the male thinking is the one of the most important cause for the environmental degradation. This is what the ecofeminism says, and this was given by Vandana Shiva. Very important. She is ecofeminist. Okay. Important question. Who introduced the concept of peace study? I told you about this. So Johann Galtung, who gave the concept of structural violence, the same person gave the concept of the peace study too. I hope I told you this one right. If you remember, let us go to the next one. Now let us go to question number 20. Now over here, let us understand what is the who gave the concept of the assemblage theory. So assemblage theory, what is this? Let us understand in detail. So it says that politics is actually influenced by each and everything. So the people thinks that if you want to become a good politician, you do not need to learn the technology, you do not need to learn the advanced things or the advancements going in the society. But it's not like that. Everything is like connected together. So that interconnected dimensions, the dynamic with technology and politics and other things to politics. This is representing the assemblage theory, okay? And this concept was given by the Manuel de Landa. So this would be the answer, okay? Option number C, Manuel de Landa would be the answer for this. Who gave the concept of commons? So the global common concept came later on, but who gave the concept of common? There are some of the common entity which is the responsibility of all of us, like atmosphere are there, oceans are there, right? A lot of things are there. Air is there, water is there. These are commons, and this is needed by each and everyone, irrespective of your race, nationality, your gender, your caste. So it's our responsibility to protect that. And if we are going to come collectively in order to manage that, then we could do that. So this is the concept. Okay. So the Eleanor Ostrom gave this concept. Just a second. Someone is there on the door. Let me open the door and come back. Just give me 1 second. Okay, let us start again. So I told you the answer for this one. Who gave the concept of common? So Eleanor Ostrom was the answer. Let us go to the next one. Now, what is anthropocentrism? Anthropocentrism is the belief that everything in this universe, everything on this planet is just for the human beings. So, like people believe that human beings are the center. Everything, all animals are there so that we could eat them, all the plants are there. So, actually, everything is for the benefit of the human beings. So, human beings believe that they are the superior entity in this world. That's not true. We are among one of the species in this world. As there is cow, dog, goat, in the same manner, we are just one species. But since we have more cerebral capacity, we are more talented, we are more rational, we are controlling other, like, entities and species on this planet. This is what the anthropocentrism is. So, this concept, this mindset that the human beings are superior, and this, this concept was given by the Latour, right? Like, remember. So, Bruno Latour gave this concept. Like, this is really not a good concept, and I really criticize this anthropocentrism. And here the Latour is also talking about going beyond anthropocentrism. You should go beyond that. You should respect the other creatures in this world. They're not just for your satisfaction. They're not just for your not taste, right? You just kill them, you eat them. Okay, you are like, I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. Let us go to the next one. Who gave the concept of liberal subjectivity? Now, what is neoliberal subjectivity? Let us understand this. So neoliberalism represents the advent of globalization, the emergence of globalization. Neoliberal subjectivity says that everything, like everyone nowadays in the global economic society, they're just thinking about their profit. So profit became the main motive, and the social relation or helping each other has been disappeared. Like there is no one who is thinking about helping each other. They're just talking about their own profit. They're just talking about that how they could be benefited more and more. So this is what the neoliberal subjectivity is all about. Okay. So Wendy Brown gave the concept of neoliberal subjectivity. Remember this. Deep ecology. What is deep ecology? Deep ecology is, like there is a shallow ecology and deep ecology. Let me tell you in 2 minutes. Shallow ecology says that it is important to conserve the environment because environment is a means. They're saying that we should conserve the environment, but why? We should conserve the environment for human beings. So the shallow ecologists, they are actually still in the frame of anthropocentrism. They are saying that environment is for human beings. So in order to have our betterment, the betterment of human being, you should conserve the environment. So they are still thinking that they are superior. So shallow ecology represents the superiority of human beings. On the other hand, the deep ecology says that we should not conserve the environment because this is benefiting us. We should conserve the environment because it should be conserved. They are, end in themselves. They're not the instrument. They have the intrinsic value. Understanding my point? So they are important in themselves. They're not just important for us, who we are. We are colonizing this planet. We are colonizing as a human being. If you go to Zambia in a zoo, you will say, like, there is a section over there, and and something is written over there. Meet the dangerous animal in this world. If you go there, there's just a mirror. You will see yourself. So we are the dangerous human, the dangerous animal in the world, like most dangerous one. So this is what the shallow ecology is all about. Shallow ecology is okay, we should conserve environment because it could benefit us. But what's the point? You are still anthropocentric. You are still thinking that you are superior. Why don't you accept that you are just one of the creature on this world, in this world? You are just a creature in this universe. You are just one kind of species on this planet, just like a dog or other insect. Why you hold yourself as superior? So this is what the deep ecology. You should protect the environment because they are important in themselves, right? So Arnie Nass is the thinker who talks about the deep ecology. Very important question, actually. Now here is a concept who gave the ideas of the parrhesia. So like what is this parrhesia? So parrhesia is a concept which actually advocate that a person must stand against the political system. You should not be afraid of the political system. In fact, there could be a risk, right? If you speak against the political system, if you speak about your government, and if suppose the government is in majority, like huge majority, then it could do anything to you. But being courageous, standing up, right, and going in front and trying to challenge the government, this is what the pressure is all about. Okay, despite knowing the fact that if you're going to challenge the power, you would be in trouble. Then also, just for the sake of the democracy, just for the sake of the betterment of the society, you have to take that challenge. You have to have some guts. So this is what the like Parisia means. So this is like given by the Michel Foucault. Remember the point, okay? So these are 25 more questions. These were very important concept. One should know. I told you them in brief, and also because like explaining them in detail was not possible. I'm trying to make videos in English. So please do share and subscribe this one and try to motivate me because I'm not very regular on YouTube due to my other responsibilities. But if you are sharing my videos, if you are, like showing an interest in my test series and all, I'll keep making these videos. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day ahead. And you can also enroll in our UGC NET JRF political science paper 2 course, which is a recorded, but that is a full-fledged course, and I guarantee you that you will be easily able to crack in it. And if you are from general category, then also there would be higher probability that you could crack JRF, because I have explained all the concept in detail. But for that, you need to know English, because I have explained that mostly in Hindi, because most of my audience is from North India. That's why. So if you understand Hindi a bit, then you could join that batch too. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great day ahead.